So you mentioned right at the start about how you kind of always knew you wanted to do your own business at some point.
Hmm.
Talk me
Yeah.
through that journey. What was it that excited you about maybe doing your own thing?
I think that partly inspired by my grandfather. I think, as you say, that entrepreneurial thing, and it just sounded like an exciting, interesting thing to do. I didn't know much more than that. And also this idea of being in charge of my own destiny. And I thought, even if I try it out and it
Hmm.
doesn't work or it's not for me, I'd like to give it a go. And I think too many people try it out, and then they've tried it, which is a good thing, and they realize it's not for them, or at that time in life it's not for them, and then they move on. And I think that's absolutely good. Anyone that goes on this journey for however long is brilliant. It's such a brave thing to do. And I think it was that independence. I think it was making a mark, making some decisions, and having that autonomy for me was what I'd always been interested in. But I'd always put it off. Like
Hmm.
so many people out there who are listening, who are going to either relate, who started
Hmm.
up their own business or who are thinking of it, there's some kind of fear because we're wired to not like change, or our brains really like to keep us within our comfort zone. Even if we're not happy, we know it's familiar. And I remember in the 7 months that I took to plan to open my business, we all know there's so much to do. And then you think, right, well, it's all done. 2 months beforehand, I had a massive panic. I thought, what are you doing? Because at that stage, I had a very good job, secure salary, car pension, all the things that go with that. And I was giving that up for literally one day of work that I'd managed to secure because I wanted some space between them. And ethically, I didn't want to do both. And I had a big wobble, I wobbled when I said to people what I was doing. And interestingly, they were in one of two camps.
Hmm.
So this was 20 years ago. It might have changed. And people either said, do you know, go for it? Because I was 29 when I did
Wow.
that. And they either said, you know, brilliant, go for it. Even if it doesn't work, you've tried it, before you buy the bigger house, get the bigger mortgage, and you talk yourself out of it. Just do it. Just go for it. Or they said, wow, what are you doing? You've got a job for life. Look at what you've
Hmm.
done in terms of your career and where you are and everything that you've got and how many days holiday. And that polarization I found was fascinating
Hmm.
because it maybe it says something about mindset and why people go to work. But I thought it kind of buoyed me up, but made me think, well, everyone's different, and therefore
Yeah.
you can choose your own path.
Because do you think that, and I agree with you, but do you think
Mm.
of your general working population, most people fall into, I guess, one of the two camps where it's risk reduction, it's safer, it's the devil you know, you go to work,
Mm.
you do stuff, or you, it's taking the chance and people always say jumping out of the plane without building the parachute on the way down.
Yeah.
But it's just, like my wife is a partner in a law firm, she's brilliant at what she does, but it's
Mm.
very unlikely that she would start a business. And it's
Yeah.
not that she doesn't have the
Yeah.
talent, but I think some people are just wired to kind of, I'll touch that electric fence to see if it actually zaps.
Yes, yeah. And you're one of those, aren't you, Steve? I can just tell.
I am, but I think you
Yeah.
are, and I think a lot of people are. It's that balance of, it's not that you want to break the rules, but it's the
Hmm.
feeling of just like, I think I can do it better.
Hmm.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I think it does. And for me, I think it was more about kind of breaking out. I could see that things either were, for me, taking some time or could be done differently. And there was a good way of doing things, or you could break it
Hmm.
from the shackles. And for me, I think that's what it was. As in, are people in two camps? I think that's interesting. I think I've got a great belief that we all go to work at different times in our life for different reasons. And there I think now we have so much more choice about the work that we do. For people that choose self-employment, I think it's very, very brave. Often people want to spend more time doing the thing, the passion that they love. And when I worked up my career before, I got to the stage where I was managing teams of people, translating strategy, managing budgets, doing a lot of meetings. And while I could do it, the
Hmm.
fire had gone out. I
Hmm.
thought I really missed the thing that I was doing, and that was also a big driver. But interestingly, when you set up your own business, I think so many people don't realize just how much other stuff there is in managing and keeping a business
Hmm.
afloat, because
Hmm.
you don't have IT to drop a message to,
Hmm.
or marketing team or anything. You have to do a lot of this yourself and very quickly get good people on board. So you have to balance your time. You don't necessarily spend all the time doing the thing you love. Whereas, for example, if I'd moved to a small business, it
Hmm.
might have been that I could spend more time doing it in this collaborative context. So I think there are some people who always want to do something independent and have a calling. And now, of course, they can do it part time, or they can, jump into it. Whereas before it was very binary. You either, did it,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you were employed. But I think for me, the important thing is that if someone has a dream, a wish, something that they go for, that they have somebody and a plan of how to get there, because life's very short. And I think also today happens to be National Mental Health Awareness Day, and just doing things that you're passionate about, reducing stress, burnout, those kind of things that genuinely get us down and affect our mental and physical health. That's I think it's good if people have a calling or something they want to do, that they answer it.
I don't know about you, but I was worried, or I felt that other people were holding me back. As silly as that sounds,
Mm,
even to the point
yeah.
when I was doing my driving lessons, I thought I can progress quicker than this. I don't see why he's making me reverse around the corner for four things in a row. He's just trying to make money off me.
Hmm.
I'm going to go in from a test early. But in your
Yeah.
career, I can do that. I can do that. Why am I not recognized at that level? And I think
Yeah.
it's a flaw I probably have, but it was that balance of, I kind of love now that there's nothing to hold me back, and I kind of love the risk of I can climb as fast
Hmm.
as I want. But if it goes wrong, it is 100% on me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think being in business for some time, I've been through one big recession when it was the financial
Hmm.
crash, and people were saying to me, and of course, then we went through the pandemic,
Hmm.
and that literally just spins you around on your perch. And both of those times, people have said to me, "Don't you want a job? Don't you want some security that if anything happens, that at least you've got a job and a safety net?" And I said, "Well, it's interesting because for me, I have to get out of bed. My purpose is to earn money for me and anybody else that works in the team. And I know that I'm 100%, like you say, accountable
Hmm.
for that. And if I have a good plan and I work hard and I do things consistently, I know what I'm doing and I listen to the market and my
Hmm.
clients, I know I'll do well.
Hmm.
And for me, at first it's scary because you think, oh my God, I have to earn the money, don't I? And then you go, actually, I earn the money. I'm not at the behest of anybody else
Yeah.
who might just rock up one day and go, so here's the thing, we're closing this division, we're offshoring, we're relocating. And I think having that, once you get over the scary bit, it's actually quite empowering. But
Hmm.
the scary bit, it's just a huge mind spin for so many people. And I get it because I went through that.
No, I went through it as well, but